From fighting on the court to fighting in the press, the Nick Kyrgios and Stefanos Tsitsipas feud has taken an ugly turn. Now the pair are blaming each other for ruining their friendship. The Greek tennis pro Stefanos Tsitsipas has taken yet another shot at Nick Kyrgios. Seriously though, it seems like this beef's been going on forever. The Greek star has blamed his Australian counterpart for destroying their friendship. Stefanos stated that Nick's antics during their match at Wimbledon last year are the main reason that the pair aren't friends anymore. And can we really blame Stefanos? Cause to be honest, Nick did act a little haphazard. But of course, Kyrgios isn't buying any of that. Maybe cause Tsitsipas might just be taking it too far. He claims that he did nothing. And while that might be true to some extent, there are still things that the Greek player did that pissed off Nick. Here, take a look at what Tsitsipas said. "I was just trying to play, and someone on the other side of the net was looking for trouble, doing his antics. It depends on which foot he wakes up with every day." An accusation like that is obviously going to start some beef, because you know what happened next? Nick responded. Within minutes, Tsitsipas' words got to Nick. The Australian then took to Twitter and stated that Stefanos actually hit someone in the crowd. He belted another ball out of the stadium, and then Nick stated that he taught Stefanos a lesson in front of the whole crowd. Normally, that should have been the end of it. Stefanos said something and Nick responded, but it wasn't. Cause after this whole thing, the Greek player spent the whole summer firing shots at Kyrgios. And there's a reason for that. Kyrgios beat him in 4 sets. And just when it couldn't get worse, it did.
Be frustrated there.
The pair were fined a combined $20,000 for their actions during the match. $15,000 of those dollars came from Tsitsipas though, since he was sanctioned for unsportsmanlike conduct for smacking the ball into the crowd. I mean, he should have been fined maybe a bit more, to be honest, because one of those hits almost hit a fan, and that's not it. He even hit Kyrgios with the ball on 3 separate occasions. Yet, despite that, Stefanos had the guts to call Kyrgios an evil bully. Replying to Tsitsipas, the Aussie said that world number 3 had serious issues and that he wasn't liked by other tennis players. Stefanos took that personally, yes. But is Kyrgios really wrong though? I mean, the Greek player literally acted like a kid throwing a tantrum. So it makes sense that he's not well liked by other tennis stars. And maybe he does have the serious issues that Kyrgios has accused him of. A few months after all that, things got a lot more awkward because the two had to play together. This wasn't by choice or anything though. The pair played doubles together at the Diriyah Tennis Cup exhibition in Saudi Arabia. This wasn't by choice, however. They were automatically stuck together because of their respective singles losses. And you'd think that playing together again was exactly what they needed to repair their relationship. Well, you'd be wrong. It didn't help anything at all whatsoever. Their relationship stays bitter to this day. So fast forward a couple of months and Tsitsipas fires shots again. In the Netflix documentary called Breakpoint, Tsitsipas states that the Aussie turns into a devil when he enters the court. You're the one hitting fans with tennis balls, my guy. Anyway, he also took a dig at Kyrgios' injury by stating that he just enjoys his holidays. Now, that's kinda low, cause Kyrgios really couldn't play in this year's United Cup because of an injury. He couldn't even play in the Australian Open. Hey, I don't know whether Kyrgios is a devil on the court or not, but I know one thing: Kyrgios isn't an angel.
You tell me he caught it before I did it?
Yes, that's for
You
sure.
are delusional.
Well, that's what I saw.
Wait a minute.
Nick has barely been out of the news lately, which of course is surprising considering that he hasn't really played tennis competitively in a long time. On top of that, he had an assault charge dismissed by a magistrate, despite pleading guilty to shoving his ex-girlfriend in 2021. The magistrate literally let the matter go because it wasn't high level enough. He even went to the court on crutches after having knee surgery. Now, we might end up seeing him at the Indian Wells Montreal's Masters if he's well enough, and he better be. It's one of the biggest events outside the 4 Grand Slams. He also wants to make sure that he gets to play at Roland Garros since he hasn't played that since 2017. As far as the French Open is concerned, Kyrgios states that he's got it circled on his calendar. He even stated that he's more motivated than he's ever been. Oh, and the fact that he's not going to the Australian Open, yeah, he said that he's gonna use that as fuel to motivate himself to get better quick. So it seems Stefanos got it all wrong.
Once it's there, I honestly feel very comfortable playing anyone.
Kyrgios isn't here to enjoy his holidays. Anyway, let's get back to the beef between the pair, cause the war's showing no signs of stopping. Right, so you know how I mentioned that the pair got the chance to play together? Yeah, well, that didn't work out so well, because Tsitsipas called him a clown. As a response, Kyrgios went on to Instagram to say that Stefanos' comments are embarrassing, especially considering the scoreboard. And that's it. Who am I kidding? Kyrgios even went on to Twitter to fire shots at the guy. He reminded everyone of the time when Stefanos started hitting fans with tennis balls and all that. Now, the question is, how far will they both go? Is this gonna be one of those beefs that end up lasting a lifetime? Cause from where I'm standing, it doesn't seem like it's gonna end anytime soon. At the same time, Tsitsipas is actually in the wrong this time around. Yes, Kyrgios can be a jerk at times as well, but it's the Greek star that took things too far, especially by making fun of Nick's injury. Cause you do realize that Kyrgios missing the Australian Open isn't as bad for him as it is for the Open itself. Yep, his withdrawal will affect the Open more. Alright, I can already sense y'all heading to the comments to tell me off. Before you do that, just hear me out, alright? Look, the Australian Open has already suffered from many high-profile withdrawals and retirements. I mean, there's no Ash Barty, Naomi Osaka, Serena and Venus Williams, Carlos Alcaraz, and of course, Roger Federer. This year was gonna be different. It would have represented a return to normalcy after COVID-19 and Novak's deportation because of his views on the vaccine. So now that Kyrgios isn't gonna be there as well, this whole tournament's gotten a massive setback. At the same time though, did he really have a choice? He stated that he's trying his best to get his body right, but he just can't feel good right now. And there's no way he can perform well. Here's the thing about Kyrgios, right? He's always a moment away from giving us the finger. Many people love that about him, but then again, many people absolutely hate that about him. That doesn't matter though, because no matter what side of the aisle you're on, the point is, he's a great player, and everyone wants to see him play. So it really is a sad moment that we won't get to see him do that. What do you guys think though? Do you think Kyrgios is super important for the Australian Open? Oh, and whose side are you on, Kyrgios or Tsitsipas? See you soon.